So I started going Instagram Live 5 days a week and loved it. And instantly, I think I paid a friend of mine to do some graphic design and made my name Jeff Lewis Obsessed because I think quickly I switched from Jeff Lewis Stalker, right? The other girls have jobs, so they weren't interested in keeping doing it. But Kelly is a teacher, so she was off for the summer. So she wanted to go live with me. So we did it. I loved having her to chat about things with. We watched a lot of the same shows. We talked on the phone a lot. Now I'm in Texas, she's in California, so a 2 hour time difference. So I did kind of have to adjust, when I went live. So all these months, I'm really chatting with Stu a lot. Like we chat on the phone, he calls, we text. We had become actually really good friends, but this was all on the down low. Like I had not told anyone this. In 4th of July, he and Jeff have this big breakup, and Stu ends up leaving the vacation early. Nobody really knew this, but I did. Then Stu posts like this kind of inconspicuous picture and I forget what he tagged, but basically letting people know he was in LA. So then I had people messaging me going, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I have no idea. That was a challenge for the longest time. I've not been open about how close I was with Stu, but we really were very friendly. But I always, if I ever knew anything, I would like they having a breakup that wasn't said on the radio yet, I would have to act like on my live I didn't know anything, right? So when Jeff goes live on the radio Monday, he announces it. Well, I already knew, but hearing it on the radio was just startling and kind of emotional because, I loved Stu and Jeff together. A lot of people were telling me that they were crying at their office, they were upset, all these things. So I took a picture of me crying in my bathroom because I was upset. And of course, all the lovers, don't forget what the lovers are, took pictures of that and apparently posted it. I don't know if Reddit was even a thing. I don't know when Reddit became a thing with me, but, we're already making fun of me basically, right? They didn't realize how close I was with Stu. So I wasn't at that point just a fan listening to this. I was someone listening to Stu, knowing the breakup and knowing when it happened. And just, I knew things. So I wanted to go to LA. It was summer. I was able to go to see Stu, make sure he was okay. But also it was another chance for me to see Kelly. We had become really good friends. At that point, I knew a lot about her. I won't go into all those details, but it was more practical for me to fly there and get a hotel and pay for it and all the things than for her to ever come to Texas. So in July, we do that, and she comes to the hotel, we hang out, we go to Sight Glass, we take a picture with Shane. She says something on the live about smelling Shane, his cologne, and everyone loved to make fun of her for that, but I think they were also kind of tucking me in with that. I'm like, I didn't smell Shane. I don't need to smell Shane, but it was whatever. Everyone started making fun of us because we went to Chaconi's, we went to Laurel Hardware. Who cares? I mean, it's fun. We went to places that Jeff Lewis likes going to because it was fun for us. Like it was a vacation. I'd become friendly in that little bit of time with Paige Davis. So I reached out to her. We went to where she worked. She had, she sat with us and hung out. It was a really fun but very quick trip. I loved doing the Instagram Live with Kelly. I mean, at that point, we were polar opposites. We look opposite. We have opposite lives, opposite everything. But we loved listening to Jeff Lewis and we loved reality TV. But we also were kind of bonded by the lovers that tended to hate us, right? But in August, she had to go back to school. And so we had to adjust the time. So I started going live with her late at night when she got home from school. And that wasn't the best schedule for me with my family, but I still wanted to go live with her, so I made it work. So I knew I was going to BravoCon in November. She was not going. It was, there was some issue. She was not able to go. But a friend had reached out named Kim who had extra miles. And she was like, oh my gosh, if I could just give her my miles. And I'm like, wow. So I told Kelly, I said, hey, if you want to reach out to Kim, I think she might let you use her miles. I was like, you can stay in my hotel room. So we knew that was the plan. That all got worked out. She wasn't going to have a ticket, but I'll tell you later how she was going to make use of being at BravoCon. So in September, Amy Phillips announced that she was going to do this quick to kind of prep her work that she was going to do at this other thing at Watch What Happens Live at BravoCon 2022. So I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like so much fun. I would love to fly out for that. Reza Farhan was going to be doing comedy, everything. So then Jeff started promoting, because you know how he does. He likes to say, like, I'm going to be here, I'm going to be here. And then fans show up, right? That's normal. So Jeff started promoting CatCon. Well, it was the next day after Amy Phillips' show. So I'm not into cats, but Kelly has cats and really wanted to go to CatCon. And of course, we would see Jeff and Stu and Brandy and Julie and God. So we made lots of content about it. It was fun. But again, we got made fun of like we're stalkers. No, Jeff mentioned 15 times probably, I'll be at the Pasadena Convention Center Sunday at noon, the CatCon. I mean, a lot of other people went. We were not the only Jeff Lewis fans that went, trust me. But also, don't forget, I was very friendly with Stu. So, Stu was texting me, hey, we're going to be here. Come meet us. Oh, come say hi. I never knew how much Jeff knew or didn't know about me and Stu's friendship. I also came to find out Stu is very friendly with a lot of people. He's a very nice guy, but I never really let Kelly know at all how close I was with Stu, right? But eventually, Amy Phillips and Chef Stu announced that they needed somebody to help them at BravoCon at their booth that they were going to have. And so I told Kelly, I said, maybe you can help him because you're going to be there the whole weekend. So that's how it came that Kelly helped out at the Amy Phillips and Chef Stu booth at BravoCon all weekend. So then Kelly became more friendly with Chef Stu, eventually had his phone number from that moment on, started talking to him, texting with him, and all the things. But make it clear, I never, ever asked Stu for insider information or anything. He knew things that he told me I was absolutely not going to say on the radio or to anyone unless Jeff, on my podcast, that unless Jeff had said it on the radio. So when BravoCon came up, Jeff was talking about this pre-BravoCon party that he was going to host, but he was very clear not saying where it was going to be or when. He was not announcing it like he wanted fans to show up. It was going to be private, so no big deal, right? But MJ has a podcast called Till the Dirt. She was saying, hey, basically, if you want to see Bravo celebrities show up at the Gansevoort Hotel in the meat packing district, because basically she let us know that's where BravoCon has putting up a lot of the stars, including herself. So, of course, I told my friend Kim, her sister-in-law made us a reservation that night, and we thought we were going to show up and see a bunch of Bravo celebrities, which we did. And other fans showed up, like Cheryl, the one I talked to you about meeting before. She showed up with some other people. So we're there, and all of a sudden, Stu had not told me this, I promise you. In walks Jeff and Shane and Stu. Well, Jeff by then knew I was a fan account. He looked at me like, how do you know? Why are you here? How did you know we were here? And we didn't know. We showed up at the Gansevoort, even like Ryan Bailey was there, just to see Bravo celebrities. We had no idea that Jeff would plan his Bravo Leb party at a public rooftop bar at the Gansevoort Hotel that we ended up being at also. Well, that was kind of the beginning of the end.